Well, folks, figured I'd get back on here so we could, I don't know, discuss something nobody, well, maybe some people want to. I personally don't want to. Personally, I don't want to even be involved in it. But I believe we're going to have no choice. You got lawlessness everywhere. Okay, you have it in the government, whether it's physical or democratic or just making up more administrative law statutes and all kinds of bullshit. Okay. Fact of the matter is you have a right to peaceably protest. That means you don't go out and tear shit up and cause traffic congestion and stand in the middle of the road. And I mean, it's stuff that you're not supposed to do. I mean, everybody knows this. The protesters know this. And they seem to think that they can just go out and do what they damn well please because they've done it before. They've been getting by with it for years now. So they keep doing it. Then when they call the National Guard in and they get their teeth smashed in, then they go, oh shit, the rules have changed. The game's changed. Damn right it has, and it should have never been any different. You know, we have these mayors and these governors that shouldn't be mayors and governors. They should be in prison somewhere and in Gitmo for being traitors to the country. I mean, they took an oath of office and then they have not upheld it one bit, and they should have just been grabbed in the middle of the night and hauled off. I mean, this is the problem. We've let these people get by with too much for too long. And they seem to think they can do whatever they want. I mean, people that live in Chicago and New York and places like that, I mean, the people that go to work every day, people that pay their bills, and so on and so forth, they know. They run into it. They run into the thugs. And they don't like it. But what do? Because the thug will get in their face and smash them and punch them and shoot them and stab them and all kinds of things. Because, well, what the hell's going to happen to them? Nothing. The police won't even look for them. You know, okay, all right, yeah. Well, we'll make a report. That's as far as it goes. Like I said before, I believe they should be on the federal books. Federal. Because federal trumps everything. Constitution trumps it all. But there should be on the books a citizen's, not just a human basic rights. That you have a right to self-defense. You have a right to not be harmed. You have a right to travel that and not have some son of a bitch, try to steal your car, run you off the road, yell and scream at you, and be a prick. I look at it like this: that son of a bitch slams their brakes off in front of you and gets out of their car and comes at you. It's like, shoot them. They're being threatening now. And when that starts happening, people go, "Well, I'm not slamming on my brakes and I'm not getting out of the car because you're going to shoot me." Fucking A. You woke up. You dumb son of a bitch. Just like the rest of the people. You get these thugs out there doing this and that. And, well, I'll tell you what. Empty a clip into their chest. There you go. Problem solved. The rest of the thugs look at, oh, Jesus Christ, man, they're killing us. Yeah, that's because you're a piece of shit. You see, you violated someone's rights. You don't have any more rights. You just pissed them away, say. Oh, they got rights. Not when they're fucking with you, man. You don't have any rights. But they try to tell you they got rights. Well, don't fuck with people and you'll be fine. Like I've said before, keep your hands to yourself. Don't take other people's stuff. And you'll be okay. But these thugs, they don't want to listen. And then they get out there and they want to get lippy with the police. And the police, because of the piece of shit mayor and governor and stuff, they hold back, National Guard comes in. Now, that's another story. That's federal. And their orders are different. And when they come out, it's like, oh, you lay a hand on me, I'm going to break your arm. And they damn well should. You shouldn't be out there causing a problem like that. I have no problem with people protesting, none one bit. You have every right to protest, your government, but you have to do it peaceably, not a mob. And these damn Democrats, I've seen them get out there before. That Maxine Waters and a few others, get out there and don't give them people unpressed. This is war and this and that. Why are they still in Congress? They should be sitting in Gitmo someplace for charges of treason, sedition, and a bunch of other stuff. They should not be walking the halls of Congress. I mean, they're irresponsible as hell. And they're the ones voting on bills and stuff, too. I mean, this is why I'm not, I don't, no. I would not. If somebody walked up to me and said, I have the power to make you president right now, I'd say, I don't want it. I'll make you go, I don't want it. They wouldn't like what I do. They wouldn't like what I do. And I make a federal law, property taxes are illegal. I'd make a lot of things illegal. I'd make income tax illegal. I mean, there'd be all kinds of things I'd do. But they wouldn't like it. I mean, I believe, a good man in office right now. Now, whether it pans out that way, who knows? I mean, so far he's done things I feel mostly right, and I understand that he's spending more money than he should be, because of the debt ceiling and so forth. And so far, you know, he's planning on it coming back to the country later after we get the manufacturing back into this country. When we start building the cell phones and the medications and the cars and tractors and everything else back into this country, he looks at it like that's when this will come back to us in 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 corporate taxes and so on and so forth. So what we're spending now will come back to us and we'll pay it down. I get it. I mean, he's a businessman. That's how businessmen think. They'll go get themselves in hock, and he has, and they take a gamble, but you're gambling with the country, but you're taking a gamble here, and hopefully it'll pay off. When you get your building built, you rent things out, spaces out, and so on and so forth, and hopefully that return comes in and starts paying the bills. Pays off the loan and this and that. I get it. I understand it. So I can't knock the guy. He's doing more than most has ever done. So yeah, but really the reason I got on here wasn't even to talk about that. I was talking about what I first alluded at was there's going to come a point in time when you get drug into this mess. You're going to get drug into it, either by protesters, by they're mentally disturbed. But you got a lot of mentally disturbed people out there, and eventually you're going to have people that are not having enough food, can't get food. They're going to turn into thieves and criminals too, just like the rest of them. You're going to get drug into this, okay? Rural areas like mine will get drug into this. You know, kill this damn fly. It's bugging me. So, anyways, these people, like I said, even in rural areas, will get hungry, and they'll resort to things that they wouldn't normally do because they're desperate. That's why whatever I've said before, and I haven't said it in a while, When you go to the store, buy, I don't care, a can, 2 cans, whatever, and put it into they usually have a box up there for a pantry. I do that every time I go in. Same thing with dog food. I'll buy a bag or two of dog food, and I usually buy an extra one. And especially if I find one that's marked down because it's got tore or something. Well, hell yeah, I'll buy that easy, and I'll take it over to the Humane Society and drop it off. I mean, if you can afford to. I mean, don't be taking money out of your check if you can't afford to do that. Take care of yourself first. Always take care of yourself first. If you got kids that can't make it, or you got to move in with your kids or something, there's no shame in that. That's the way it used to be years ago. And now you're consolidating and saving money because you're not paying for 2 apartments or 2 rental or 2 houses, or you're not paying 2 electric bills. Not 2 water bills. I mean, the water bill will go up a little bit because there's an extra person there, but it's going to be a lot less. And that's what I'm talking about. You're saving money. Your survival rate goes up. So yes, if you could do that and save, I mean, put your pencil to paper and figure it out. You may look this and go, well, my son and daughter-in-law got an extra room, and if I moved in there with my Social Security check, even if you don't have Social Security check, let's say you're still working, you can say, gosh, they and I both could save a lot of money. Perfect. Perfect. You see, they got everybody believing. Again, in this fucked up world we live in, they got everybody believing. You got to have yours. You got to have your house. You got to have your car. You got to have all this stuff. Let's say Grandma's got a car. She don't hardly ever use it. Then she's living with you, and you use Grandma's car. You don't have to buy the thing, and you're helping her pay for the insurance or whatever, or maybe you pay the insurance for it. You save money. You survive. And you have an extra person or two come into the house, it's a relative, cousin, whatever, and they sack out in the basement, or you got an extra room there, or you live in a climate where they could just, hey, they could throw up a cot out in the garage and be just fine. Man, that even helps out more because now you got more people working in one place, paying for one place, and your expenses just dropped. Now you actually be able to put some money in your pocket. I mean, I'm not talking about spending it going buying foolish shit, but I'm talking about, actually be able to save some money up. That's a good thing. But I'll tell you what, there's no shame in it, man. Matter of fact, you're smarter than the rest of them, and you're ahead of the game. I mean, it's like me, Chris. I got nobody, and I got this big fucking house. I don't need it now. I mean, if the farm wasn't here, I'd sell the son of a bitch and move. But yeah, this farm fucking here. It's like son of a bitch, and I don't need it. It sucks. But yeah. But back to you're going to get drugged into this. And you're either going to get drugged into it by people that are desperate or thugs because they're being chased out of an area because, we can handle the National Guard. Bullshit, you can. You're talking out your ass. You're talking out your ass. The cartel think, we're going to take. When they're flying through the water in their little boat with 2,000 horse, because they got like 10 motors on the back, and all of a sudden a laser comes shooting across the fucking ocean and just takes their motors out, and they're like, what just happened? Yeah, you're going to take on the fucking United States Navy. You dumb son of a bitches. You're lucky you're lucky to be alive. They'd have taken you out in a heartbeat if they wanted to. You see, they're holding back on you, you dumb bastards. If you don't understand that and you're in the cartels, they're holding back on you. I wouldn't hold back on you. I'd kill every fucking one of you. I'd hunt you down. I'd use special forces and I would hunt your asses down if I didn't kill you in a group. I'd use our bombers, I'd use our planes, and I would take your asses out. I mean, what the fuck you gonna do, Mexico? Declare war on us? You wouldn't even get your damn tanks started and you wouldn't have any more. Yeah, I know, that's why I'm not president, and that's why I wouldn't want to be. I mean, you want to be a threat to us? I will neutralize that threat right now. And Holman and those guys are doing an excellent job. Because I'll tell you what, these guys are leaving alive. I look at it like this: you even think they're gonna fucking draw on you. You even see them move, kill them dead in their tracks. You know, I wouldn't screw with the bullshit. You shouldn't have to. And this is what I'm coming to, is it doesn't matter. You know, you're going to get drugged into it, and you're going to have to make a decision. It's either your life or theirs. If they would have been raised properly, you wouldn't need to carry, would you? You wouldn't need a gun. You wouldn't have to make that choice if they were raised properly. But they're not. They're animals. So you have to defend yourself. There's no talking to these people. I mean, that's what's happened. For so long, they've been talked to and coddled and in and out, fucking like that piece of shit that stabbed that little girl in the throat 14 times. What the hell's he doing on the street? I'll tell you what. Why are we going to have a trial? There he is, man. There he is. On camera, stabbing her in the throat, and she dies. Why are we going to even have a trial? There's no reason to even have him incarcerated. All they got to do is put me on a list or just call me. I will bring my own piece, and I will take him out back, and I will finish him. You just throw him in a hole somewhere. I will take care of it. I mean, shit like that, my God. What happened to Charlie Kirk, bad deal, man. Poor guy. I mean, Jesus, man. He did nothing wrong. He just spoke. He voiced his opinion and things, and they didn't like it, so they killed him. But they've done that to many others also. And to start with was Jesus. They didn't like what Jesus said, so they murdered him, tortured him, and murdered him. And the rest is history. But that animal, that little girl just got on the thing, sat down, and was on her phone and did nothing. No provoking, no talking, no nothing. No, and just stabbed her. What the fuck is that? That son of a bitch has, man, I'm telling you, if he's still alive, he shouldn't be. I don't even know why you'd even have a trial. I wouldn't even get a lawyer for him. I mean, it'd be like, yep, there it is. Okay. Execute him, because that's what he deserves. He shouldn't be breathing. What a piece of shit. Hell, I'd call up the father and say, I'll tell you what, you want to come over and take care of this? Okay. we'll be waiting, you know? I mean, I'm a firm believer that when somebody gets harmed like that, murdered like that, you have two choices. You can, I feel, because you're the family, you're the ones that were harmed by taking that little girl's life. You harmed the family. The family should be able to take care of that. Now, if you don't want to take care of it, you can tell the police, yeah, we don't want to mess with it. Go ahead and do what you need to do. And then they go out and do what they need to do. I get it. But I should believe it should be up to the family. And if the family decides to execute the son of a bitch, well, there you go. Should have kept your hands to yourself. Matter of fact, the first time he got in trouble, they should have thrown him in prison for a long time. Let him really think about it, you know. But they didn't. It created a monster. Some liberal piece of shit created a monster. This is why we have too many people in prison. And a lot of people in prison shouldn't even be there. Some bullshit little reason, you know. Really. I mean, if you're a piece of shit drug trafficker and your fentanyl's killing lots of people and fucking people up and this and that stuff, why are you still alive? Why? You trafficking children and women and this and that stuff. Why are you still alive? The federal government needs to come out and make some damn hard decisions. This country would straighten up real fast. You drive down the road and the damn crowd's in front of you, and you try to turn around and people start throwing rocks at your car and stuff and jump in front of you, man, run over them. And it's like, well, the law says you jump in front of the car. Well, you get run over. Well, you're an idiot. you shouldn't have jumped in front of the car. You start throwing rocks and bricks at the car and busting the windows out and stuff, and you get shot, or you're dead, or you're paralyzed or something. And go, oh, poor me, I got shot. Say, well, what did you do? Oh, I threw a rock at the car. Well, you didn't throw a rock at the car, and you wouldn't have got shot. Pretty simple, ain't it? I mean, I'm either a fucking genius or the dumbest son of a bitch on earth. I mean, really? You got to remember, you are the owner. You're the owner. Contrary to what the government tells you, you are the owner. I get tired of all this bullshit, national and sovereign and citizen and all that bullshit. You know what? You're the owner. God created it for you, and He created you in His image, and He gave this to you. Not to a few elitists, not to a government, not to a king, not to a queen, nobody like that. He gave it to you. He didn't say you're a sovereign. He says you are formed in my image. I give you dominion over this. Not just you, the 1%, that has, I don't know, $54 trillion or whatever I heard, but all of you. I gave it to all of you. That means you don't have the right to go out buy up water rights. You don't have that right. The water belongs to all of us. And you need to be responsible, and it's up to everyone to make sure that water is clean, and people and companies and so on and so forth are not polluting it. I could go on and on about things and examples on stuff because there's so many injustices out there. But my only point is this: you have a right to protect yourself, and in the good book it tells you that umpteen times. You have the right to defend yourself and your loved ones against evil. Don't you go out and be evil. You be righteous. Pray to God. You pray to God that you don't get drug into this. I mean, all the crap that's going on, man, I wish it would just stop. But it's not going to. The good book tells you this. It tells you The digital bullshit. I mean, look, AI and digital, crypto and stuff. That's the future. It's here, man. And it's going to get worse. It's not going away. That's your captor. That's your evil. That's your system. Because the AI's got to run it all. It's got to take control of everything. It's got to monitor everything. Does trillions and trillions of transactions and this and that stuff in fractions of seconds. And then the digital currency. Well, that's to control you people. You're not a good little boy. We'll cut you off. You said something we didn't like. We'll cut you off. Got to take that ID, you know. You got to take that digital ID. You got to take this. You got to take that mark of the beast. Because if you don't have that mark, you can't buy or sell. You can't work. You can't go get groceries. You can't have a car. You can't have a place to live. They will control you. And I've watched people before on here. Oh, now we got to do something about it. Now we got to do this, and oh, we got to do that. Blah, blah, blah. Jesus told you this 2,000 years ago. You've had 2,000 years. You've had 2,000 years to prepare for this. But you'd rather watch your football games, ride your four-wheelers, eat at your fancy restaurants, and do all this and that bullshit. There's nothing wrong with it. But you've taken your eye off the prize. Your freedom, your life. To be able to come home and sleep in your own bed because you worked and you earned it. Not having any son of a bitch come in and take it from you. Thief or government or any other thing. It's yours. But now they want to do something about it, and there's nothing they can do about it, and there's nothing they're going to do about it. They're just pissing their time away, pissing their life away. Instead of preparing for what you could prepare for. No one is 100% ready for this. No one. I don't think people understand. They don't understand the horror that's coming upon this earth. Not just here, the whole planet. They don't understand. You can take all the wars and put all the wars together and all the horrors together, and you can mix it all up and put it together. It's going to be worse than all that. It's going to be worse than all that. Probably by tenfold or maybe 100. I don't know. But it's going to be bad. So bad that in the Revelations it tells you Jesus, God himself, has to come down from the heaven and end it. And he has to come down early. Because if he didn't come down and early and end this, even his elect would perish. Does that tell you how bad it's going to be? Does that tell you think you're going to get whisked away? His elect are going to go through this. And he has to come down and stop it so they're still alive. So all these people that sit back and wait for some miracle to happen, and it could. I mean, believe me, I wish God would. I'd wish he'd take the small little children and the infants and the mothers and fathers and people like that and whisk them out of here. He could leave my stupid ass here. That's okay. But man, I wish he would just take the innocence and take it and whisk it out of here so it wouldn't have to tolerate and go through this. But you see, what people don't understand is, they have these underground cities, and people know about them. And these elite people think, oh, we're really smart. These governments think they're really smart. We got underground bunkers. We got underground cities. Blah blah blah. You don't understand because you're a Satanist. Because you're evil. You're the lawless one. When Jesus comes back and puts his feet on the Mount of Olives, there is going to be an earthquake that is so horrendous. The whole world is going to feel it. The whole world is going to vibrate and shake. So hard and so horrible that even the tallest mountains, like Everest and that, will be leveled. Do you understand that? Leveled. So all these people that went underground thinking they're safe, when you have an earthquake that bad, those they're just going to be buried down there in their hole in the ground. The hole in the ground is going to cave in on top of them and bury them all. They think they're pretty clever. They just went to their death is all they did. So lay out, people. It's going to get that bad that Jesus himself comes back and stops it. It's coming. I don't know when. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't have a date. I don't have a year, a season, nothing. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that bullshit because I don't know. I just know it's coming. And your time is very, very, very short. I mean, I don't know if we're standing on the threshold or if we actually have crossed over into the threshold. I don't know. But we're there. Look around you. Look at the countries. You got NATO and Poland and Putin and China and all these other places. I mean, just getting their nukes ready and ready for war and all this and that. It's like, it's exactly what it talks about, isn't it? And their people are rioting too. They're having plagues and locusts and all kinds of things there in China, and mudslides and blood rain and the whole 9 yards. And I'm sure it's not just happening there. It's probably happening in other places too. But they don't want to talk about it. Like the Romans, the circus, the Colosseums. They used to give them, towards the end there, they were even giving them free bread to come. Because they didn't want them to pay attention that Rome was burning all around them as they sat there and watched the circus. You watch the football, the circus. You watch the basketball, the circus. As Rome burns around you. Maybe if you prayed more. Because God says, if you repent, I will heal your land. If you repent. If you find one man or family that is good, that will take you in, I will spare that city. Hmm. Well, you could pretty much tell you what the odds of that are. So, I don't know what to tell you, folks, except prepare. Put your bayonets on. It's going to get to hand to hand. It'll get there. And the most important thing you can do is pray to your Savior. Repent of your sins. Forgive in your heart. So when He opens up that book of life, There's your name. Job well done. So with that, I'm gonna go. I got things to do, and I don't get on there every day anymore just because, man, got all these. I try to be nice, but a lot of them are just idiots, and they say stupid shit, and I get tired of listening to them. I mean, I turn it on, it's like, man, what the fuck, you know, come on, you know. That's because they have no clue. They obviously haven't read the Bible and believe in what God says. They're distractions. Obviously, they're working for Satan, and everybody's worried about getting rich off of this and rich off of that. It's like, well, there's going to be some money to be made, and you have to be smart enough to make it. But there's going to be a lot of people that are ruined in the process. And okay, you made a lot of money. Now you got to take this mark, buy or sell. Are you going to take that mark? You take the mark, man. You've made your alliance with Satan, the lawless one. Your name's not going to be written in the book of life. You going to let him chop your head off, execute you, because you're worth millions? You could just, you wouldn't never have to work, never have to worry about nothing. I'd rather lose your fucking head and spend your life in paradise with God. I have a lot of questions. God will probably look at me and say, man, why don't you shut up? Because you talk too much, man. You got too damn many questions. Give it a rest. We got all eternity here. you know? That's probably what tell. We got all eternity. Just shut the hell up for 2 seconds. Jesus, I'm trying to think here. You know? That's if I make it there. But I'm just saying, I'm being goofy now, silly. But yeah, I do have a lot of questions. I'm not one of these people that'll tell you, oh, I had a dream and I had a vision and I heard. I don't have visions. I no one talks to me. Uh, I don't have dreams. Nothing. Probably I'm too damn thick-headed. But yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. I just wish all of you the best, and I mean that. I mean, I don't want to see things bad happen. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it happen to anybody. And I always wish you the best. I wish you'd win the biggest lottery in the world and then just never have to work again. There are some people that I gave some advice to and stuff, and man, I hope they do something about it soon, quickly, because nothing would give me more pleasure than to see them just never have to work again in their life. Just be able to lay back and sleep all day if they want to. You know, whatever they want to do. I hope that's what I wish for them. And remember, I don't care what the hell they say out there, who says this, who says that. You're worth 100 of them. You're worth 1,000 of them. They're trying to tear you down. You're worth a. You're. It's immeasurable. You're priceless. They try to beat you down and beat you down and beat you down psychologically. You're tougher than that. Why? Because God is there with you. God is carrying you. Remember that thing? Oh God, I only saw one when I was in trouble and blessed, and then I was going through the worst of the worst in my life, and blah blah. I only saw one pair of footsteps. God answers, that was me carrying you. Remember, God is there for you. He is in the miracle business. He doesn't lie. He's made you promises. Hold up to your end of the contract or whatever you want to call it. Will your life be rosy and never have a problem? No. That's not how Satan works. Look at Job. But look what happened after Job would not renounce God. God says, I'm going to restore everything to you and tenfold. My good and faithful servant. So just because you may be down and out, don't count yourself out. Not when you got God on your side. Your enemies could fold right before you. Your enemies, I'm telling you, look what Moses did. And they have found chariots. I mean, literally chariots and stuff, wheels and that, in the Red Sea. It's like, well, then it happened, didn't it? Yeah, it did. I mean, I believed it anyways. But, they're finding stuff like that there. And it's like, look, he's got chariots chasing him and damn armies and stuff. And then because the guy got mad and all this and that stuff and blah, 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 because he didn't keep his word. Well, guess what happened? The people got through. What did Moses do? They all drowned. They were safe. They were safe. God can do the same thing. The same thing. Because it did come from God, see? All these people think, oh my God, we're going to die, and poof, they're there. It's like, I mean, they're standing there like, what just happened? Right. I bet you there was a hell of a feast after that. Had to have been. Praising God, too. So, folks, y'all take care. And remember, you don't live by bread alone. You live by the Spirit. You live by God's Word. I hope that makes sense to you. Well, y'all take care.